All right, let's unlock the secrets of a really unique tabletop role playing game called Bluebeard's Bride. It's all about investigative, feminine horror. And honestly, it's an experience like no other. And it all kicks off with one single, chilling question. So, why is there blood on the key? I mean, that question, right? It's from a really old dark fairy tale, and it is the entire foundation for this game. Now, you're not going to be fighting dragons with swords or anything like that. This is all about confronting a really personal, psychological kind of horror. And your only weapon? Yeah, it's that key. The one stained with blood. Okay, so the game puts you right at the beginning of the original story. Picture this. You are the brand new bride. Your husband, who's, super mysterious and rich, he's just left on a trip. He leaves you with this huge, heavy ring of keys to his entire estate. But he gives you one very simple, very chilling warning. You can go into any room you want, except for one. One bride, many minds. Okay, but here's where the game gets really, really clever and totally flips the script. See, you don't just play one character. Nope. All of you at the table, together, you are the bride. So how does that work? Well, instead of each person having their own character, each player takes on one part of the bride's psyche. They're called the sisters, and together you all have to debate and agree on every single thing the bride thinks, feels, and does. You are literally her conflicting inner voices, brought to life around the table. So who are these sisters? Well, you've got the animus, which is kind of her masculine side. Then there's the fatale, her sensual self, the mother, the nurturing part of her, the virgin representing her innocence, and finally, the witch, the one who holds the dark secrets. I mean, can you just imagine the arguments happening inside her head? These different parts of her all debating whether she should be terrified or curious or maybe even defiant. The House of Horrors. So where does all this psychological drama play out? Well, the entire game takes place inside the walls of Bluebeard's house. But let me tell you, this is not your average home. Yeah, the house itself is basically a living, breathing character. It's sentient, it's supernatural, things get weird. That hallway you walked down earlier, it might lead somewhere completely different now. And what's really wild is that the game master, who's called the groundskeeper, literally uses the fears that you, as players, come up with for the bride to physically change and warp the rooms you're exploring. Unlocking past traumas. So the goal here is pretty clear, right? You've got to use those strange keys on that ring to explore this creepy, ever-changing house, one room at a time, and figure out what on earth happened to all the wives who came before you. Okay, so what does this actually look like in practice? Let's walk through it. Imagine all the sisters finally agree to use one of the keys. You hear the click as it turns in the lock of these huge, fancy double doors. As the bride, you push them open, you step into the dining room, and then you hear it. The doors slam shut right behind you. Inside, the room is just filled with weird, unsettling stuff. The sisters have to decide what the bride even looks at first. That weird painting over there, the deer skulls on the table? Okay, let's say you all agree. Your curiosity wins out, and the bride's gaze is drawn upward to a massive mirror that covers the whole ceiling. And this is where the real horror of the game kicks in. The bride looks up, but the reflection, it's not her. It's 6 dead women sitting at the dining table below. The way it works is just so creepy. As long as she keeps staring, she's okay. But the second she looks away, even for a moment, and then looks back, those dead brides are closer and closer, until eventually they can step right out of that mirror and join her in the room. And that's what makes this game so intense and powerful. See, every single horror you find in this house is specifically built around these themes of feminine trauma and societal pressure. That's really the heart of what feminine horror is all about. It's not just, a monster jumping out of a closet. It's about facing these very real, tangible fears that come from society's expectations about your body, about motherhood, religion, sexuality, all of it. So yeah, to put it lightly, this game does not pull any punches. These encounters are meant to be deeply unsettling. They're designed to make you, the players, really navigate and confront some very difficult, very mature subjects. Your fateful choice. Okay, so all of this exploring, all of these terrifying moments, it's all building towards one final decision. Your investigation, of course, eventually leads you right to the one place you were told never, ever to go. So you've done it. You've walked these dark halls, you've seen things you can't unsee, and you've started to piece together the truth about what happened to the other wives. And now, here you are, standing right in front of that last forbidden door. In the whole game, everything you've experienced, it all comes down to this one single choice that will define your entire story. Are you going to be the faithful bride? Do you believe that despite everything you've seen, your husband is a good man and you're ready to open that door and accept your fate? Or will you be the disloyal bride? Are you convinced he's a monster, and will you try to find a way to escape this house and tell the whole world what you've discovered? Whatever path you choose ends your story. A story that is totally unique to your playthrough. And, well, usually pretty tragic. And I think it's pretty obvious by now why this game is absolutely for mature audiences only. It really goes into some dark places and doesn't flinch for a second. The game's rulebook leaves you with this perfectly haunting final thought. And it's really a testament to the kinds of powerful stories you create together, stories of horror, trauma, and ultimately survival. Because in the end, this game isn't about winning. It's about the story you all choose to tell, and about which doors you decide are better left unopened.